Hey, Zamani with Build Brothers Roofing and Solar. Started my digital inspection. We're at a property in the University Heights area, and we always like to start underneath the eaves just to get an idea of the condition of the wood, right? See if anything pops out to us. We have this flat section that actually goes over the patio, and you can see all this shiplap here. And normally what eave will typically look like is consisted of the fascia board, we have the rafter tails, and then we have the starter boards right here. But not seeing too many signs of wood rot underneath these eaves. They look fairly good. Now, the owner has called us out because they have a leak going into the living room, and there's a couple things I wanted to point out. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of rotten wood right here on this rafter. So you can see a little bit of signs of wood damage. But anywho, for this flat section, we have torch down. That's modified bitumen material. And you can see there is drip edge. So we do have drip edge on this roof, but right off the bat, there's actually nail holes right on the edge. And there's nail holes all around the perimeter, right? So that's definitely an access point for water. Typically with torch down, we want to see at least 3/4 to half an inch of bleed out. We're not really seeing that, consistently on here. But moving around the edge, you can see all these nails that are actually in there. And you can see, these edges aren't really lined up as well. And moving on, we have a architectural asphalt shingle roofing system on here, and there's actually 2 layers. You can tell by lifting this up, you can see the 2 different colors of shingle underneath there. So there's 2 layers on here, and again, we see the same thing. We see nails and looks like screws on the outside here. There's a piece of metal along the ridge line and or underneath the ridge cap, and we can see more screws over there. Now keep in mind, all these areas that I'm pointing out are potential ways for water to get up and under the roof decking. And the homeowner has already had leaks going in. So no wonder they've had water intrusion. This has been leaking for quite some time. We can see more exposed nail heads. And I'm just gonna keep pointing them out as I see them, right? But no wonder they've been having water going into there, right? We see a handful of them all over the place. And like I said, even around the perimeter, we have exposed nails. And then as far as the condition of the shingles themselves, well, they look very aged, right? Over time, when these shingles sit in the sun, they start to bake, and those oils begin to evaporate, and that's when the granules start to fall off. They begin to deplete completely, and then that's when we start to see this shiny fiberglass starting to show through. Those are signs that we're looking at a aged product. Now looking at the penetrations, we do see that the penetrations are beginning to crack. And these are just normal wear and tear, right? This just happens over time from years and years of sitting under the sun, right? But it's very clear that this product has gone past its life expectancy. So what we want to do is tear this down to the wood decking, address any rotten wood that needs to get replaced. I can have an idea that, there will be some wood that needs to get replaced on here. But that's done on a discovery basis. So we're an Owens Corning preferred contractor. We get that awesome 50-year product warranty, and we actually back that with a lifetime workmanship warranty. So we want to get this roof back into tip-top shape, and then also add some exhaust ventilation. Now we do have one dormer vent on here, but what we want to do is add O'Hagan vents along here, just to allow for that roof to properly get that heat out, right? We want to allow it to breathe. But yeah, overall, yeah, this definitely needs to be redone. And then as for the flat section, I'm going to recommend TPO. TPO is a commercial product that is used on a lot of commercial buildings. It is a superior material that is used to actually hold water very well. It prevents bacterial growth. So there's gonna be none of that algae, and essentially it turns this entire roof plane into one single membrane. So this is what I would recommend for the flat section. We want to get rid of that torch down. All right, thank you.